Oh. I don't recognize any of them. Are these illegal immigrants or, people running away, I don't know, from like Mexico to the US? I don't know, just an assumption for now. Wait. That's the... Yeah. Enticing. How did it get there? What happened to Hank? Oh, I love the sound design. Like the heavy emphasis on those droplets. Yes. Perfect music as well. Yeah. Like the flow of everything. Almost as if it's like being infected, right? Like it's like a disease.
Here at the end of round one, I'm going to recommend cautious optimism.
Love these shots already.
Well, try to think of this as good timing. You'll start feeling better soon, more like yourself.
He's always with Skylar, during these meetings. Well, not anymore. Excellent shot. You can feel the emptiness. There's a presence missing.
It's all good.
Oh, that hard cut too.
So, we're not going through an insurer, is that correct?
Yeah, it's a long one.
I thought we had discussed a cash discount.
Absolutely. It's included.
This is the path you chose, Walter. This is the path you chose.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love how he questions it. Like, is it really congratulatory? Yeah. Throws it into the bin. He doesn't need hope. He abandons hope. That's...
Can you please explain? 13,000 and counting. Is this something that Gretchen and Elliot might cover? I mean,
They will. I'm sure they will.
There it is. More lies. He's gonna use that gun eventually. Like the amount of times we see that gun and, how it's being set up. Running low on cash, Walt. As he holds the gun, making a decision. Yeah, what is that? Oh, it's a Skylar's. Yeah, Walter was asking, Yeah, he's gonna clue in. Meanwhile, object of interest. Love that shot. Love the fact that Hank is looking at it.
Tuco Salamanca.
Dead.
Still?
Completely.
Okay then. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Okay.
Waiting to see who's going to rally the roaches now that his turf's up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we keep hearing a name, Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Pretty much every dime bagger we come across.
Know why sharks are at the top of the food chain, Hank?
Because they...
Some of those suckers travel thousands of miles in pursuit of their prey.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
You, my friend, are a great white.
Hmm.
How does Albuquerque Liaison Tri-State Border Interdiction Task Force sound?
Like one hell of a promotion.
As of the first, I want you to split your time between here and El Paso.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I won't have to look at your ugly mug 6 days a week.
Gomi holding the teeth.
Here's the man.
Oh yeah, he's the man, all right. He's the man. Love his mannerisms. Whoa. PTSD? Smiles again. Gotta keep your appearances. Interesting. Yeah, I gotta pay the debt.
My word is my bond.
Hey, he kept his word. You gotta respect it. I see there's a little doubt in his eyes, but like, yeah.
What would you charge me? Store this here.
$1.5 million.
Come on, yo.
Your sister.
Dog, I'm serious, alright? I got storage needs. And I got scratch up front.
Does he have a sister? Wait, what? Pretty sure he only has a younger brother, right?
Your fence is too easy to climb.
Yeah.
Month to month. Cash up front. Inside.
Hey, got a deal. His fingernails was blue, you know, from the last episode.
What about that one?
Serious?
Of course, it's a red car. Of course, it is.
Well, Jane, I gotta say, this place is awesome.
Really? Does it inspire awe?
Who do we have here?
Come on, yo, can you please just help a brother out?
Yo, my dad's not really a make exceptions kind of guy, trust me.
Your dad.
Owns the place, I manage it.
I just need a chance.
Right. He desperately needs this.
Rent just went up. 100 more a month. That's the cash price.
Hey. Okay. We're making deals this episode.
DBAA fee, non-refundable.
Yeah, of course. No problem. DBAA. Obviously. Yeah. Okay, so,
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole.
Gotcha.
Okay. DBAA.
It's Jesse. Jesse Jackson.
Seriously?
What?
Jesse Jackson. Are these two gonna be a thing? Is that what I'm sensing?
Little bit straighter, bro.
Whoa. Hank. With his own brand? That's kind of cool.
You call in sick the day after receiving a long-awaited career-boosting promotion.
So you can play Oktoberfest in your man cave.
Get that sweet ass out of here so I can concentrate.
Yeah, something's been biting you, Hank. Is it actually Tuco? Like him killing Tuco? And the light is gone. Back into darkness. Oh, that has got to hurt. Yeah, he was just trying to get away from all of it. Typical behaviors, right? You want to get away from all of your problems. Oh, love the lighting in this. like in this shot specifically. The color grading in season 2 has been really, really good so far. Yeah, the yellow tone, the yellow tint may be a bit excessive, like hey, yeah, and we're in Mexico or whatever, and so we have to be yellow and whatnot, but it's been good. It's been good.
First of all, there's no we, okay? You're talking me, solo, busting humps, slinging shards.
Interesting that Jesse mentions that there is no we in context with, you know, how he was in previous episodes.
You want to know how much I've got left? After completing my first round of treatment and financing the world's most expensive alibi, huh? Zero! Zip nothing! I've got nothing to show for all of this. Nothing for my family, which, as you might remember, was the whole damn point.
Mm-hmm. And it's really fracturing... Yeah. Fracturing relationships.
We go into business with yet another homicidal lunatic, or you and I you selling whatever you can.
No we. You and me.
We got to be Tuco.
Right. Mm-hmm. We talked about this. Right. The power vacuum.
We control production.
Yeah, be the producer and the distributor.
I don't vote for this plan. I'm not comfortable bringing in unknown entities into our operation.
Yeah? Well, you don't get to vote.
How does it feel, Walt? This is exactly what Walter has been...
Remember?
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cook. I sell.
Yeah.
That was the division of labor when we started all this. You need me more than I need you.
Ooh. I love it. I love it. Jesse putting his foot down. Yeah. This is good. This is good. Now there's actual balance between the two. Because it's usually one-sided.
Hello, holla.
Oh, Badger.
2,500 an ounce? That's kind of like hopeful, bro.
Hope is the theme of the episode.
DBAA, mofos. All right? Apply yourselves.
Yeah.
The way Jesse was looking at Badger as if he doesn't fully trust Badger.
Hey, there's a big guy. Congratulations, Uncle Hank.
He was searching for more cigarettes.
I was talking to Melinda, Hank's boss's wife. I told you about her.
Skylar just does not give a flying
When they
fuck.
get-
Yeah. Like, hush.
I will not listen to one more word until you apologize.
The tiara?
Now or never. I mean it. Or it'll never be the same. Why are you punishing me?
Oh, Marie.
I need my sister back.
I feel really bad for Skylar. Like her life has been
Sorry.
on a downhill spiral. Like everybody is just not being who they were. Well, it's not that everybody's not being who they were. Everybody's just revealing their true selves. And Skylar is having a hard time accepting that. From Walter to Marie. Yeah.
Was it scary?
Hell yeah, it was freaking scary, you little punk.
Talking about Tuco?
Where do they come from? Criminals like the one you... I mean, what do you think it is that makes them who they are?
Trying to learn about what it is to be a criminal. To try and be different, right? To go under the radar. I see what you're doing, Walter. I see. Badger. Oh, love this lighting. Like the frenetic energy of it all. Ah. He's gonna have a hard time explaining that to Jesse.
New car? I'm guessing this one doesn't bounce.
Your half. 15K.
Woo. Okay, that's a start.
16 ounces should net to me $16,000. 16. Not 15.
Something came up.
Mm-hmm.
Something came up?
Dude, it's called breakage. Okay? Like Kmart, shit breaks.
That's part of the business.
It's the cost of business.
Yep.
Yo. $6,000 a day we're making. What's your problem?
It's not good enough.
My guys get what they're up against, and they're careful. So am I. And you're all tucked in at night with your precious family, so why don't you just stop being such a freak about everything?
Mm-hmm. Loving this dynamic. Walter and Jesse, and their own different philosophies, their own different ideas and views, how it mesh and conflicts against each other.
So where's Junior?
Out.
With whom?
Lewis. Why am I the only one who needs to keep track of our son?
Exactly. No, he's not happy about that. He doesn't like being bossed around. Hurts his pride.
Perhaps you might know something about this.
Brings up the cigarettes.
Perhaps I smoked them in a fugue state.
Cool. Woo.
This is so unlike you. Why?
Really?
Wow. Yeah, really.
No, thank you.
I'm just waiting for that divorce. It's gonna happen eventually. It's probably nothing, Hank. It's probably nothing. It's probably just firecrackers or something. I don't know. I think Hank should also seek a therapist. Everybody in the show needs to seek out a therapist, if I'm being honest. Like, jeez. I love that shot. Walter's reflection. First time in his place, too. Oh, the framing. Boxed in. Take the gun.
I want you to handle it.
Yeah. Sound design once again. Oh wow, that was perfectly. I wonder how many takes they had to do to get that perfect shot of him throwing and landing precisely under the camera. Unless he throws it and then they have a separate like a separate object and then they just drop it down the camera and time it right. Probably, right? Okay. Solid episode overall. I would say the biggest takeaway, even though it's not really the biggest focus of the episode, it's actually Hank. Hank's development in this episode has been interesting, to say the least. Now, I know, like the Walter and Jesse dynamic has been, really popping off this episode, and I love it. But there's something about Hank, right? It is the cold open of the episode, right? Tuco's fake teeth or whatever, right? Encased in the crystal, right? And it's this, it almost, in a way, it is a physical manifestation of Hank's trauma, right? And I feel like it is trauma. Like I would be surprised if it's not trauma, right? With the way Hank was feeling, with the way Hank was acting throughout this episode. Like it's clearly trauma, to say the least. Now, I wonder if this was the first time that Hank actually killed a person, which I feel like it is. Seeing, you know, seeing how he is dealing with this fallout, right? It's definitely going into a direction that I wasn't expecting for Hank's character, and I personally love it. It adds a new layer upon this character that was already pre-established as, you know, the lovable hunky-dunky uncle that, you know, that gets along with the kid and all that stuff. Like that is the stereotype, right? But then you add this new layer of, oh, he's not handling this well. He could leave the DEA because of this. Now that is a far more extreme outcome, but considering the fact that, you know, again, one, Hank is very traumatic of this event, and two, as he was promoted in this episode, he immediately, you know, called in, you know, called in a day and not come to work, simply because he doesn't want to be near he doesn't want to be near an environment that enables him to, you know, to do the things that he did. And I'm really excited to see how or where they're gonna take Hank. Really excited. And some of the sound design in this episode as well. Like, that's another thing that I noticed, right? Like the spiraling out of control, like the seemingly infestation of a disease when we were seeing Walter's you know, when Walter was being injected, right? It's these sound design that just elevates a scene. It's something that I noticed prevalently used in this episode. So yeah, overall, just a solid, well-produced Breaking Bad episode. I don't think there's ever a single bad episode of Breaking Bad so far, and like least favorites would probably be at like the 8 out of 10 categories if we're gonna be using a score. Like it's that good. I'm just enjoying my time. There's not a single episode that made me feel bored or feel like something is wrong, or like, oh, this character, you know the way they developed it, it's not to my liking. Like, nope, everything has been good. Everything has been going exactly as how I wanted and more, and I couldn't ask for a, you know, a better storyline that we're going with so far. So yeah, overall good episode. Like nothing to really complain about. Now, I'm not sure if these two characters that we see in the cold open will have any significance throughout the course of the show. They're probably just there to set up, you know, the fact that Hank's to set up Tuco's whatchamacallit, I forgot the actual name of it, but like, it just sets up, you know, what we saw at the end of the episode. I feel like that's just their purpose. I don't think that we're gonna be seeing them again. If we are, then I will be actually surprised. And I do love that this episode, again, like continues on from the previous episode, especially the strained relationship between Hank and Skyler. Especially by here, like this scene, the way Skyler just jumps back at Walter, like, yeah, how does it feel? Right? Because Walter is asking and behaving the same way as Skylar was in the end of the previous episode, I would say Walter should have seen this coming, but again, it's his pride and his high standing and stubbornness of not willing to see the error of his ways. Like, there are moments where, yes, I know that Walter is doing this as an act, but there are many moments, including this, where, well, come on, you're not even trying. this isn't even an act. This is just you being stubborn and almost irritating, to say the least. And it is, and in a weird way, it is what I love about Walter's character. This is a very flawed character, and this flaw is what makes this character interesting, because it's showing this side of a person that just could not grow. Like, instead of growing as a person, they decided to become somebody new, if that makes sense. Like, instead of Walter improving himself, right? Because again, these are behaviors that has always been a characteristic of Walter, right? This pride. But we're just getting more and more extreme with it. But it's still, at the end of the day, his characteristics, his trait, if you will, right, of his character. And that's not gonna change. So instead of changing who this Walter White person is, he would rather become Heisenberg, right? This alibi, this persona of this character that is above all, that is, cool and awesome and whatever other words and terms that could describe Heisenberg. Like, I get it. I get why a lot of people love Walter's character, and I absolutely get why a lot of people love his Heisenberg persona, but at the same time, he's focusing on being Heisenberg, but he's not focusing on becoming Walter. And it just makes his relationship with his wife and family just worse. And the fact that he could not see it, and again, like there's a difference between like knowing that what you're doing is a necessary evil, right? Like Walter not telling Skylar, like his situation, his relationship with Jesse, with Tuco, the fact that he is creating meth and all that stuff. Like, I get it, right? That is something that Walter will take to his grave, right? Like literally, right? He's not gonna tell that secret to his family at all. Like he is dead set on not letting that leak. I respect it. But then there are times, in this case, where Walter is just genuinely asking questions of like, why are you like this? Why are you acting this way? Why can't you tell me these questions? And also him repeating basically what Skylar was asking, right? Previous episode, like, yeah, no shit, Skylar is gonna be pissed. Like, I love Walter's character. I think personally, again, I think Walter is the best character of Breaking Bad so far. I mean, yeah, he's the main character, but and again, it's not like I hate these aspects. I absolutely love these aspects of Walter's like flawed character, but it's just these are seeds that will ultimately lead down to Walter's downfall, and that's the part that I don't want to happen, right? Like who in their right mind wants a character to fail? Well, technically there are plenty of characters that we want to fail, right? But Walter being the main character, being the main protagonist, us being the audience knowing why Walter is doing this, he is doing for a noble cause, if you will, right? It's just one of those things where I don't want to see Walter fall into this deeper, darker abyss. And he's just digging his own grave. And the fact that he could not see what he's doing is just the thing that frustrates me. Again, it's all purposeful. It's purposeful that I am feeling this way. That is what the story is trying to do to me as an audience, and it's working. Because the more I feel this way, the more I will have an emotional response once it happens. You know, like I mentioned, you know, like, oh, we're definitely getting a divorce. Like I am 99% confident that we are absolutely getting a divorce soon. Like it's just like it's something that is almost inevitable at this point, because the way they are building up Walter and Skylar's, I guess, separation, right? Because we went from them actually becoming more intimate in the first season to them being more separated and being more at odds with one another. It is sad and heartbreaking at the same time, because again, like it is purposeful that in season 1 we focus a lot on Skylar and Walter, you know, having this upwards relationship, this upward trajectory of their relationship, right? Of you know, from the first episode when Skylar was like, oh yeah, Walter's not really, you know, active, you know, and all that stuff, to Walter being like really hyperactive, you know, like to the point of, you know, having more intimate moments with Skylar, and Skylar is actually having a pretty good time for most of them, right, in season 1. But then season 2 happens, Walter crosses a line, he went too extreme, and that is too far for Skylar, and coupled with, you know, the telephone incident and all that stuff, yeah, I would actually be surprised if these two don't get a divorce. Like I would actually be surprised if these two would remain together as like a unit until like the end of this series. It'll be surprising, but like, I don't know. Like now I'm just talking from a meta perspective of like basic common narrative tropes and narrative plot beats that are predictable, right? And not saying that predictability or something being predictable is bad. Nope. Sometimes being predictable is actually a good thing, because that means that, oh, I am predicting that this is gonna happen because obviously that is gonna happen, and if it happens, then I'm like, okay, good, as it should be. You know, like sometimes predictability means that something should happen this way because that is the natural and I would say normal way of handling these situations. In fact, sometimes when a show or a story just gives a plot twist that just came out of nowhere, it becomes a lot more jarring, because you're like, whoa, wait a minute, what, how does this work? So just to put it simply, once again, like, I don't think predictability is bad at all. There are some cases where being predictable is a negative, but in the sense of Breaking Bad, I feel like being predictable is a good thing, because again, narratively, story-wise, and of course if we're talking about like character-wise, Walter is doing a lot of bad stuff. I feel like the show has pretty much established its message of every action will have consequences. Like, we've seen that happen before multiple times throughout the course of the show so far. And Walter's actions he is going to get what he deserved by the end of the show. Because so far, Walter, I wouldn't say that Walter has not been punished, because Walter is currently in a punishing state, if you will, right? This broken relationship that he has with Skylar at the moment, with Walter Jr. and everybody else. This is in the process of punishment, but it's not over yet, right? The punishment isn't over until it's over, and until it's done. So once again, I do feel like Walter is and will be punished for his actions by the end of this show. The severity of it, I do not know, but I feel like it would be almost disingenuous, or what's a better word? Unfair. It would be almost unfair if Walter comes out of this perfectly fine, like no consequence at all, like no punishment, like everything goes scot-free and they all live happily ever after. No. Walter needs to learn his lesson. Which is why, once again, I feel like we are going to get a divorce soon. I mentioned this multiple times before in other episode discussions, that I do think that Hank is also going to get... Hank already got into the crossfire, right, when it comes to Tuco, and he's already dealing with, the PTSD because of that, right? Like, none of this would not have happened if Walter didn't do all of this in the first place, right? So in a way, like, it's this little domino effect of like Walter doing one thing which will lead to another character suffering. Hugo was a good example in season 1, right, where this character is just trying to be nice to Walter, right? He's just trying to help him out and be this kind janitor and whatever at school, and he got into the crossfire. He got detained, he got arrested, and as it turns out, he has done some pretty questionable stuff in the past, right? Not to say that he's still doing it, but that record, that criminal record in the past was just like enough for for a lot of us to get a bad taste, like oh, he's done that before, ooh, so again, like, there's gonna be a lot of these moments, like a lot of innocent people are going to get hurt because of Walter and his actions. And so far, Walter has not, I feel like the punishment that he had, or the punishment that he, that he has so far, isn't enough. I know that's kind of cruel for me to say, but I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, especially since we are going to go forward, especially since we are going to get bigger and larger, right, in scale, it's just going to get worse and worse. And finally, let's talk about Walter and Jesse's like dynamic and their relationship in this episode, because I feel like this is like a good restart of their dynamic, right? Because before this, it is always we, but it's never really we. It's always Walter, right? The we, the us, the togetherness is all a lie. It's a ruse, right? Especially with in the previous episode, right? When Walter was like, there is no we, there is no us, there is no half of your share. No, it's all me, right? And now Jesse has finally put his foot down. Nah, man. Just as you said, there is no we. There's only me and you. So I do what I do, you do what you do, and let's settle it that. And you know what? This relationship, this dynamic, love it. Love it. There needs to be balance, and Jesse has finally balanced it out. Because before, again, like, Walter has always been the one in control. He has always been the one who's telling Jesse what to do. And now Jesse's like, no, man. I've had enough. If you want this to work, you gotta treat me as your equal. I have a say in things. You also have a say in things. Some things I will do my way. Some things I will do your way. And it's this... Again, this balance, this yin and yang, this... One cancels each other and the other just pulls them back. Like, I love it. I love it. Because it shows that Jesse is growing more as his own person. He is way more mature. He is more of an adult now. And also, by the end, it also shows maturity in Walter as well. Well, not really maturity, more like common or temporal agreement. Let's put it that way. A temporal agreement from Walter, like, fine, I'll do what you want to do, but I'm still gonna be in control, right? And Walter resorting more into violence, right? Gives Jesse the gun. I don't want this gun. I don't want to be a part of this, right? Again, Walter still in a way thinking about himself, right? I don't want to get caught in this, so I'm giving you the gun instead. You see the way Walter thinks, like, he's not trying to help. Well, he is trying to help other people, but like, he's not trying to save Jesse or you know, help a brother out or whatever you want to call it. Like, nah, man. Walter is the type of person who's like, nope, I ain't doing that. I'm doing this for myself. Ciao. So, yeah. Great episode, great character dynamic, just fantastic all around. Can't wait for the next episode, honestly. Like we're definitely ramping up the what's the word? The underlying tension, right? The tension isn't visually present at the moment. Like, we don't see like a visual threat at the moment, right? When we're looking at the screen, right? Because most of it has been pretty fine and dandy, right? Again, power vacuum. Tuco is out of the picture, right? There is no danger at the moment, but there is a danger, and it's growing, and its name is Heisenberg. So the tension isn't necessarily, you know, waiting for the next villain or like the next antagonist to pop up, you know, like waiting for Thanos or whatever next MCU villain to take on the Avengers. Like, ooh, who's next? You know, like, it's not like that. You know, it's more, okay, when are we going to be the danger? When are we going to be the antagonistic role? like I've talked about this again, like I talked about this like multiple times in my other discussions as well, right? Walter is in a way the protagonist and also the antagonist of the show, right? He is his own enemy, right? If he wants to grow, if he wants to become a better person, then the only person that is stopping him is himself, his pride, his ego. And that pride and ego is slowly consuming Walter so much that has become the true Walter, which is Heisenberg. So the tension is, again, compared to the beginning of the first season, where we're like, oh no, like Walter's gonna be, you know, in danger. Walter's gonna be you know, he's gonna be captured, or he's gonna be taken away, or captured, or whatever. He's gonna get caught. Nope. We are shifting. There is a change. Walter is now becoming that antagonistic role that I've been talking about, right? He is accepting, he is more accepting of his role as that antagonistic force in this in this show, while also being the protagonist. I guess not antagonistic, more like the villain. The villainous role, because antagonist and villain are like two different things. Yeah, can't wait to see more. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction and my discussion. See you all next time. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.